So hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about ethanol blending and Delhi's EV policy. So basically in this class, we will discuss in detail about the recent news with regards to ethanol blending and petrol like E20, E22, E27, E30, E85, E100. So these things have been very much in the news in the last 1 month. So I've decided to take this class. And in the second half, we will discuss little bit about Delhi's EV policy because actually it's a union territory specific news. So we will discuss a little bit about that. But the main topic is ethanol blending. We will be discussing it in today's class. Now, if you are reading newspaper or reading any news article, you must have come across this, that Mr. Nitin Gadkari clears E100 fuel norms. Maruti Suzuki, Toyota and MG ready for flex fuel. So we'll discuss exactly what exactly is flex fuel cars, etc. So first of all, Mr. Nitin Gadkari is the Minister of Road, Transport and Highways. Okay. Ministries are asked in the exam. I'm sure you must be aware. So you can see it here. Union Minister Mr. Nitin Gadkari says, last night at 8 p.m. I signed the file finalizing the authorized use of 100% ethanol. I am delighted along with Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri. So Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri is Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas. And Mr. Nitin Gadkari is Minister of Road, Transport and Highway. Okay. So that is what you should be knowing about. So we'll be talking about what exactly is E20. E20 we have seen last year very much in the news. And now we are talking about E30, E85, E100 as well. So let us start. But before starting that, let us understand the concept of biofuel. Because we are saying that when we are mixing ethanol, etc., we are actually moving towards biofuel. So the name itself will tell you a lot of things. Bio means life. When we talk about life, we talk about plants or animal. So it can be even dead plant or animal. So basically, right now we are making ethanol from dead plants, dead plants and animals. So generally from the, or actually like for example from sugarcane, from the molasses that come out of that. Even from the rice, it is being made. And other plants are actually used for actually making biofuel like ethanol. So I'm sure you must be aware it is an alcohol-based fuel commonly produced by fermenting sugars from crops such as corn, sugarcane and other biomass. Okay, corn, you know, right? Sugarcane and biomass. And actually, it is used to reduce reliance on fossil fuel. Fossil fuel like petrol, petroleum products, all the petrol, diesel, etc. These are fossil fuel. And one of the most successful ethanol blending has been done in Brazil and in USA. So, but Brazil has done it gradually over a period of time. They have one of the most successful ethanol blending. And they have started this since 1970s. Because I'm sure you must be aware, we have discussed earlier also 1970s energy crisis. When the oil, after the 1973 war, Arab-Israel war, the oil price was suddenly increased by Shah Faisal, the king of Saudi Arab. After that, actually, we have seen Brazil shifting towards ethanol so that they should be less dependent on petroleum, petrol products, petrol and all. Now, you know, ethanol, I mean, this is being taught in the chemistry, C2H5OH is actually nothing but ethanol. So basically OL, actually OH actually represents the ethanol group or OL group. I'm sure if you have read chemistry, you know these things. Now, so we are not going very much in detail about that, but okay, let's understand that the ethanol actually is made from sugarcane, corn, and even in India, we have seen rice also being used for making this. Now, what are the benefits of ethanol blending? So for example, the most prominent one, which is actually right now there is E20 fuel, which means we have 20% ethanol. And we have 80% petrol, right? That is called as E20, which is now mandated. So, of course, ethanol blending means mixing ethanol. So earlier, before that, we had E10 petrol, but now we are seeing E20 petrol mixing right now, or ethanol blending. So first, it reduces dependence on crude oil, very important. See, I'm sure you must be aware, India is almost 80 to 85% dependent on oil imports. We are talking about petroleum and those gases, right? And we are very much dependent. We get a lot of oil and natural gas from this region. Okay, and I'm sure you must be aware. So this Strait of Hormuz crisis is happening this year, but even earlier also, we had to import this. So now after this Strait of Hormuz crisis, the US, Iran, West Asia war, now it becomes more imminent from this logic that getting oil from this region becomes difficult. So from this logic, if we are blending ethanol, that can be a positive thing. First, we will discuss benefits. Then we will discuss disadvantages as well. Okay. We will discuss both aspects. So that is what you should be knowing. Next is, it is said that it will reduce the air pollution. It contains oxygen, which helps fuel burn completely. And that's why the most likely the pollution will also decrease, which is a positive thing. Next positive thing is, of course, greenhouse gas emission will reduce. So heating effect will be reduced. It will help reduce carbon footprint, which is a positive thing. Next thing is, if actually now the demand of sugarcane, corn, etc. will be more. And you know that when the demand is more, actually the prices will increase because of demand. And most likely we hope that this will actually benefit the farmers. Because now sugarcane will not only use for only manufacturing sugar, but it will be used for actually ethanol blending and corn, etc. and other products, food products. So basically, this will be helpful in increasing the prices, which will, because it is a demand pull inflation, so most likely it will benefit the farmers. It is said that it will improve engine performance, etc. Okay. And promotes renewable energy, because it is said, it is believed that it is a renewable energy, unlike fossil fuel, so it will cause less environmental damage. Okay. And it is said that, of course, when we will mix ethanol with petrol, the prices should decrease. Because, of course, the petrol oil prices are more. And when we mix ethanol, ideally the prices should decrease. That is what the benefit says. We hope that in future this will happen, that the prices will decrease. Right now we have not seen much decrease, but that is what the original benefit of ethanol is, that the overall petrol should become cheap. Now, there are a lot of disadvantages with regards to it. I'm sure you must be aware of that. So, of course, it is a food security concern. When I'm saying that sugar, corn, maize, these are used for making ethanol. But of course, it will divert from the food. Sugarcane is used as a food. It is used in sugarcane and making sugar and other industries. So of course, it will be a food security concern if it will actually beyond a certain point. Then of course, there are a lot of news with regards to high water consumption. That, for example, sugarcane, I'm sure you must be aware, sugarcane is a highly water intensive crop. It needs a lot of water and it actually depletes groundwater. So when we are, what will happen is, when we will actually use ethanol blending in petrol, what will happen? People will grow sugarcane more, and of course, it will lead to more water crisis, etc. For example, this is a report. I cannot verify whether 100% this report is true or not, but there were reports coming in that, of course, the water, heavy amount of water is actually required. So basically, like for example, IPCC author Mr. Anjal Prakash said that ethanol blending can worsen India's water crisis, because of course it is using sugarcane maize. And both are water intensive crop. It needs a lot of water. Similarly, the report says that rice has become a key raw material also in the ethanol blending. Okay. Now, rice also needs huge amount of water. You don't need to remember the numbers, but you should have a basic idea about it. So that is what, again, issue that is being highlighted here, that this much, they have calculated it. This is a report from India Today. They have calculated how they are saying that 10,000 liters of water are used for 1 liter of ethanol. Okay, so these are the things you should know about this. No need to remember the exact numbers, but you should know that, yes, of course, because when you're growing 1 kg of rice, it needs 3 to 5,000 liters of water. That is what they have said in this article. And Niti Aayog's, yes, Composite Water Management Index. This index is released by Niti Aayog, which has warned that by 2030, in almost 21 major cities, there will be a serious groundwater crisis that could reach to even zero by 2030, including Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai. So these are actually the things that needs to be talked about. Next environmental concern is expansion of sugarcane cultivation, because when the ethanol blending will happen, there will be more sugarcane cultivation. And what are the issues with that? So there will be deforestation or excessive use of fertilizer and pesticide, which will lead to soil degradation, etc. Now, there's another thing that when ethanol is blended, it generates lesser power than petrol. So the power generated in that car or a motorcycle, whatever it is, will be lesser. And yes, there have been a lot of issues that if you do not have an E20 compatible car, because it started from, I think, 2023, the E20 cars. But if you have, let's say, an old car, 5-10 years back, let's say, you have an E10 car, then of course there were some issues where the material were corroding. There were some people were complaining that. that affecting the pumps, rubber, seals, etc. That is what people have complained. Ethanol is actually hygroscopic, absorbs moisture. Of course, then there are chances of rusting, etc. These were actually what the people have said. So, of course, supply side constraint, of course, in drought prone areas, of course, we cannot expect sugarcane cultivation. Economic viability issues are there. It might impact sugarcane industry, etc. These are the things being talked about. Now, let's talk about E20 rollout. So, we have discussed both the aspects, positive and the negative of E20 or ethanol blending. E20 means you are mixing 20% ethanol with petrol. Okay, this is started as a pilot project in February 2023 and expanded. Availability of E20 fuel was gradually expanded. And from 1st April this year, actually, it has become the default petrol sold across the India. Government mandates sale of ethanol blended petrol. Mandates means compulsory, right? Hana? Minimum RON 95 nationwide from 1st April 2026 this year. Okay. So this is about it. But actually, when we have seen E20 compliant car being made, so from 1st April, we have seen most of the cars actually after that. If you have bought a car or a two-wheeler after 1st April 2023, most likely it will be E20 compliant car. E20 will actually, there is nothing wrong if you will have E20 petrol inside this. But if it is older than this, then maybe or may not. I'm not saying with surety because whatever, I'm not a car automobile expert, but whatever I have read from the different sources, people were complaining that in some cases, actually you can witness some issues. Okay, like mileage drop, etc. Now, so generally we are talking about 1st April 2023, but there is, I just searched it, there are some cars, like for example, Honda City, if you have, since 2009, they are making E20 fuel car. Okay. There are some other cars also that I read somewhere about that. Issues in E20 cars. What are the issues in E20 cars? This is not my opinion. This has been highlighted by the people. Just I'm showing those opinions. Like people have said that there have been drop in fuel efficiency. The mileage has dropped. If you do not have E20 car, if you have bought a car before 1st April 2023 and it is not Honda City or any other such car which was E20 compliant, then if it's an E10 or a E0 car like that, then of course there will be decrease in mileage. That is what the people have said. And many people have criticized that there will be corrosion and rusting inside in the metal fuel tanks, etc. It can damage the rubber, plastic, etc. These were actually the complaints that were given on the social media platform by the people. So these things were in the news and government issued the clarification for that. And that is the clarification from the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Who is the minister? Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri. Some articles in the reports have raised concern about negative impact of ethanol blending. So they have talked about it. No significant differences. They are actually claiming it that, explaining it that no, there is no such impact. So they have said that yes, marginal decrease in the mileage can happen 1 to 2% for four-wheelers designed for E20. And yes, so if you are having an E10 car and you are filling with E20 petrol, then 1 to 2% of drop will happen according to the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Okay. That is what they are talking about. So metal standard safety stands for E20 including corrosion inhibitors and compatible fuel system materials are well established through BIS certification. So etc. These are actually they have explained in detail. Second generation biofuel. Now I'm giving you homework. Please tell me what is first generation, what is second generation, what is third generation, fourth generation biofuels. Go and find out and answer in the comments. I'll be very happy to know because these things have been very much in the news. Okay, you can read it. I have attached the arguments that have been given by the government of India, that is Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Now we are coming this year, we are seeing not only E20 but E22, E25, 27, 30, E85. Okay. And the government has waived off excise duty on E22, E25, 27, 30. Okay. So E20 means 20% ethanol blending, 22% here, E22, 25, 27, 30. Alright. Now E85 is separate. Now why I'm saying it is separate, it's flex fuel car. Means in E20 car, you cannot expect an E85 fuel because the car will not work. But we are not sure about E22, 25, 27, 30 because E85 has been launched separately. We have seen a separate flex fuel car that has been launched. But I'm not sure about what about E22, E25, E27, 30. Let us wait. What will happen? Will there be a separate car for that or the same existing cars will be told to fill with this E22, 25, E27? Okay, the most popular use is E20. This has been in the news. In 2021, Niti Aayog published a roadmap for ethanol blending in India, 2020-2025. So ideally, India's target was that India should be E20 compliant by 2030. There should be E20 petrol everywhere. But now they had preponed it. from last year onwards, we have seen actually E20 coming in almost all the petrol pumps, right? So it has been preponed 5 years before. Preponed. Okay, that has been very much in the news. So mint analysis according to the live mint, Transport Ministry darshan shows that less than 30% of petrol passenger vehicles and two-wheelers are actually registered in 2025 with ethanol compliant, means E20 compliant. Only 30% of the vehicles are there which are E20 compliant. Rest are older ones. More before 2023 it was bought. So of course it will not be E20 car. Now let us talk about E100 car. E100 means 100% ethanol. No, it does not mean 100%. It means 93 to 95% ethanol. This has to be very crystal clear. So when I'm saying E20, E22, E25, E27, E30 like this, it means this reflects the percentage of ethanol. But when I'm saying E100, it does not mean that 100% ethanol is there. It means 93 to 95% ethanol is there. And rest are other substances. Because you need a little bit of petrol to start the engine, especially during cold days. Okay, so that is what you should know. Now we are seeing this term called as flex fuel car. It is very much in the news. Right. So flex fuel means E85 cars or more than that. Right. That is what, for example, E85. So ethanol, we have discussed about it. For example, recently we have seen Maruti Suzuki WagonR launching India's first flex fuel car, which will be E85 compliant. So the government has said that E85 will be cheaper. So you can see the E85 will be at 82.12 rupees, whereas E20 is 102 in Delhi, but in other cities it is higher. Of course, in my city it is higher than 102. Okay, so Maruti Suzuki's WagonR flex fuel price. Now, what are the issues? There are some issues, positive things. It is said that it will generate more, perhaps more mileage. Or of course, it will be cheaper because E85 is 82 rupees right now instead of the 102 rupees in Delhi. Okay, so this has been launched, but there is one issue with this. Actually, this is the top model. So, like for example, Maruti Suzuki WagonR, it comes with LXI, VXI, ZXI, and as far as my knowledge is concerned, ZXI Plus. Okay. Now, so these are the 4 variants of WagonR, Maruti Suzuki WagonR. If you want to buy a flex fuel or E85, you have to buy the top model. Only in top model you will find, and plus you have to give 86,000 rupees more. So top model plus 86,000 rupees. So you cannot buy the lower models. So this is X showroom 7.24. X showroom it is saying, but it means on road it will be somewhere around 8.5 or even up to 9 lakh rupees. 8.5 to 9 it will come. So this is, they are saying ZXI Plus, the top model. So that one issue is, if you want to buy, if you cannot afford the top model, you want the lower models, then you cannot buy it. This is the topmost model of the WagonR. So on road price would be somewhere around 8.5 to 9 lakh rupees. Because of course when you have to add RTO and other things also. So on road X showroom means this is the X showroom price. You have to add RTO, insurance and many other things, and finally the price comes out to be higher. Okay. So in that case actually, of course, it will be a slightly higher priced car. As far as WagonR is concerned, from this perspective, it is a slightly higher priced car. So that is what, these are the some issues with regards to it. Okay, then let us talk about Delhi's electric vehicle policy. That was actually the news. You can see it here. Delhi cabinet approves new electric vehicle policy with a 15,000 crore budget. So we are talking a little bit about it because of course it is a union territory specific subject, but it has been in the news. So that's why we are discussing. So the Delhi government, led by Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta ji, she launched a new EV policy on Monday. And the new policy will come on effect on 1st July and will remain effective till 31st March 2030. Transport Commissioner Niharika said that 33% of the pollution is caused by commercial goods carrying vehicles and 46% is caused by two-wheeler and three-wheelers. So that's why we are focusing on that. So I've taken a class. Please watch this class. So here we have discussed about GRAP, which was asked last year in the exam also. We have seen this type of question asked in other exams. Graded Response Action Plan, full form, Center for Air Quality Management. We have seen these types of questions being asked. So you can watch it on our Reuters channel. So basically, they are saying that since Delhi is actually from October till January, if you live in Delhi, I'm sure you must be aware that we witness massive pollution in this period, etc. and all. So of course, it is needed to control the pollution. So they are coming up with the EV policy, etc. Of course, so goods, vehicles, and two-wheelers, they are causing a lot of environmental damage. So a purchase incentive will be provided to vehicles in the first 3 years. If you buy in the first 3 years, in the first year 30,000, second year 20,000, and third year 10,000 incentive will be provided. 3-wheelers, 50,000, 40,000, 30,000. Electric vehicle they're talking about. Commercial truck, if you are buying electric vehicle, 1 lakh subsidy will be given in the first year. If you buy in the first year. Okay. And scrapping vehicle. So we have right now BS6 in Bharat Stage 6 norms. Petrol cars, right? Of course, this is actually to reduce pollution. If you have an older vehicle, BS4 emission norm, of course. Okay, you'll be, and you have to scrap the vehicle, means you want to sell this vehicle and come up with a new one, exchange it. So you will get 10,000 for 2-wheelers, 25,000 for 3-wheelers, 50,000 for N1 trucks. What is an N1 truck? N1 truck is, I think, something like this. Something like pickup vehicles. Okay. So Delhi government has also mandated registration of only EV 3-wheelers and N1 truck from 1st January 2027. So from next year, January, we will see only only electric vehicle will be there. 3-wheelers means auto, etc. Na? So only electric vehicle will be there. Auto. From January next year. N1 trucks, 1st January 2027. This is something like whatever I could find. I think this is the N1 truck or something similar to that. It's a light good vehicles with gross weight not more than 3.5 ton. 3.5 ton. Okay. So that is what they are saying. The deadline for 2-wheelers has been set as 1st April 2028. So from 1st April 2028, we will see only electric vehicle 2-wheelers in Delhi. Means only that will be sold. Older ones will stay, but the newer ones will all from 1st April 2028 only electric vehicle 2-wheelers will be sold. That's the idea. School buses also need to be converted at least 10% of their fleet to EV within 2 years of notification policy. It means if actually a school is having, let's say, 100 buses, so 10 buses they should switch to electric vehicle in the next 2 years. That is what the idea is. And I'm sure you must be aware there is a PM e-drive scheme. And the idea behind this is to establish charging points, because it is very important. If you are talking about electric vehicles, you have to ensure that there should be proper good number of charging stations in the Delhi. Right? Because of course, like we have a petrol pump, we need a charging station. And charging station needs more time. Because if you have to refill the petrol, you need hardly 5 minutes. 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. But of course, charging needs 20 minutes, half an hour or whatever is required. The policy has also provides scrapping of rupees 1 lakh for owners of BS4 vehicles. Hana? If you are having BS4 vehicles and if you want to swap that with a new one, actually you will get 1 lakh incentive also. Officials said no subsidy will be provided for hybrid vehicles. So no subsidy will be given to hybrid vehicles, means which can work both on electric vehicle and petrol. Okay, that's what you should be knowing about. So basically, this is all about today's class. We have discussed about ethanol blending and Delhi's EVs policy. Please subscribe to our channel, press the like button, share this video. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.